The Ahousaht First Nation says they are now part of the growing list of First Nations in Canada to discover anomalies suspected to be unmarked graves at 2 former residential schools in their territory. The name of the search project is called We Are Still Standing. Anne Atleo is the project manager. She says when the 215 possible unmarked graves were found in Kamloops, that inspired her nation to seek answers about the children who also never made it home.
Until we've done further investigation, we found more what you're referring to as anomalies in the cemetery there than is what is listed.
However, they are saying it's too early to release these numbers, and this is only phase 1 of the project.
And we may never find all of the children's remains. And because we're on islands, one of the very saddest pieces is that maybe some of their remains were brought to the ocean or brought to the lake at Christie. Because we're surrounded by water. Both of these schools were built on the islands that we live on.
First established in 1900 on Mears Island, the Christie Indian Residential School was closed in 1971. Ahousaht Indian Residential School opened on Flores Island in 1895 and closed in 1940. The experiences of the children who went to these schools was devastating for them and their families.
Helping to breathe life back into so we could be who we were created to be. We've heard so many stories of the language being quashed, diet, every aspect of our life was being taken away.
Kids from as far away as Washington State and northern BC were forced to attend both schools. The Ahousaht First Nation received money from the federal government and crowdfunding for the project. They also utilized 3 types of the latest technology for their ground search, but it was challenging to find accurate records.
We had a fair bit of records we were able to secure from the United Church, but there was a lot of redacted information from the provincial archives, and it was late in securing some of the records from the oblates. It was a challenge, and now we've entered into agreements to access records that are not normally accessed by the public.
But for Anne and her team, listening to the oral evidence of those that survived these institutions was the hardest part of their work.
We heard really heartbreaking stories of hearing babies crying in the attic. Heartbreaking stories of children taken to the lake and not brought back.
Phase 2 of the project begins in the next few weeks, and for the Ahousaht First Nation, they're determined to heal the past and remain strong while honoring their culture and traditions while uncovering the truth. Tina House, APTN National News, Vancouver.